You can go ahead and start it, Kyle.
So I was just feeling like I was feeling confident, you know. Um, been preparing a lot mentally for this moment for like a long time, you know. It felt like I've been preparing for this like continuously for like the last 8 years. So um, I just felt really ready, and I felt like I could do it.
Right there, you went right after the Berimbolo right off the bat, huh?
Yeah, I hate watching this now because like I'm so close to the back take. If I just changed a couple of things, that you can't like. This is only next time, isn't there?
Do you think you
There's nothing
should
I
have
can
kept
do.
chasing the back take instead of coming up for two?
No, so what I actually did wrong there is, if you can see with my left hand, I am controlling the near side hip. If I was controlling his far side hip, which I do now, I don't grab that near side hip anymore. I always control the far side hip. They can't turn their hips across like that.
So you reach
And then
behind the back to grab that far side hip. Is that the idea?
yeah, so like it's like at the drawstring, but instead of grabbing like on the near side drawstring, I'll grab like the far side drawstring, and then they can't rotate their hips back in towards you.
Nice.
And then my right hand will go to the back of the collar.
Did did you see before this? Had you seen when AJ Souza had Berimboloed him at Copodio? Had you seen that match?
Of course.
Yeah, it was an epic one. Did that make you think like, hey, Lepre seems flawless usually, but he's susceptible to this? Like my best move works against him.
Yeah, I actually saw he was very susceptible to it when I watched him versus Espen the previous year at Worlds.
Yeah, that one too.
Um, that's when I knew I was going to hit that entry, because um, that that stomp is like what I'm really good at, you know, and he gives that a bit. But this match here, like I was being very careful, like with my reserves and my gas tank, because um, I didn't really have all that much, because I kind of tried to self sabotage, as I sometimes do, which is actually a funny story. I like the day before the tournament, I was like overweight and I thought there was no way I could make it. So I just like got really sad and I went and brought a bunch of croissants and I drank like 3 glasses of wine.
And then you made weight.
And
That's the key.
and and then I woke up the next day and I was just like, I messaged my mom and I was like, Mom, I can't be fucked. Like, she was like, Are you fucking serious? You can't be fucked. Like, what? And I was like, yeah, I don't know, I just can't be fucked. I'm just not gonna go. And she's like, Levi, get the fuck up. And I was like, yeah, okay, you're right. I just got up and I just went to autopilot mode. I got there and I just started working out like crazy to make the weight. Like I was doing spins, like just working out like insane to lose this weight. I had about an hour and I couldn't make the weight. No matter what I did, I just could not make it. And they're calling me. I was 15 minutes late for my first fight.
Oh man.
They're saying they're about to DQ me, and I go on the test scale, and I'm 0.1 over. I was 76.1, and I was like, fuck. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. They're just gonna DQ me. Fuck it. And I stand on the other scale, and it was 0.1 less, the official scale.
Oh my
and
god.
I was just like, and they're just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, okay, you're fighting. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I haven't had water in 2 days.
That's insane. You must have been so relieved, but also almost annoyed in some ways. Like, damn it, I have to actually do this now.
Yeah, you would have made it a lot easier if you
I
didn't
mean-
have a bunch of croissants and wine the night before.
It was just actually ridiculous, and I'm an idiot, but
Who was your
Well,
first match that day? I
just
forget.
my life.
I definitely filmed a lot of them, and you had a very successful run, obviously.
It was Kevin Mashesha.
He's very good. I can't remember which
Yeah, it
Mahecha
was-
brother. I've seen one of them beat Gianni before. They're very good. Very technical.
Yeah, it was tough. And then Pedro Hamalio
Yep.
was
Paquito,
also amazing.
he made the
He's-
finals
he's
this year at
incredible.
middle. Yeah.
And then Gianni Grippo, who's obviously amazing. But
That's
honestly, after the first, I only felt kind of bad the first fight. After that, I felt I felt good.
Going after the bolo here again. Yeah, shout out to Mom, because what did you tell her? You can't be fucked? Is that what you said? I don't even know what that means. That's like an Australian thing.
I was like, I semi. We say CBF.
Yeah.
Which means can't be fucked. So I was like, I semi CBF.
I think it means like can't be bothered.
Yeah.
I believe.
So shout out to Mom. Imagine if Mom didn't tell you to, put the croissants and wine away.
She told me to lie down, and she'd do like a shaman healing on me.
All right.
So I lied down. She did a shaman healing on me, and I felt better.
Then you went out and beat Lucas Leary because she got you to go make weight, basically. So did you?
Yeah,
I
brought in my spirit animal, and it was done. I wasn't losing.
You came out of here attacking right off the bat, which I think is super key for this victory, because you can't just settle in and let Lucas Leary get what he wants, right? You came out and you didn't show him the respect that most people would give a 5-time or whatever world champion was at this point. You went for the kill right away.
Yeah, I really was actually ready for this moment. Like, although there was some self-sabotage involved, I trained really hard, and like I'd been working for this fight in particular for a while, so I knew that was going to be an entry I was going to hit already. I knew there was going to be an opening there, and I just thought I'd just go for it right off the bat, and I was actually surprised how easy I got it though at first. He did a really nice recovery where he spun his hips through. That was really nice. It was very interesting experience competing against him because there's not many other people like that play with this kind of style like that he has in terms of passing. I think it's kind of similar to my game, like where you don't actually like you wait for the opponent to make make a transition, and then you catch them in between, like as they're making it, instead of actually forcing them to make a transition. You wait for them. So this position here was like a perfect example of that, because we are both trying to do the same thing in terms of that. Like we're both waiting for them to change a grip so we can catch them in the middle of that transition and then progress from there. And then in this position, we end up staying with these exact same grips because we're both waiting for that exact opportunity. He's specifically, I know, like he's got two different passing options if I let go of each one of these grips, and he goes for them like with perfect timing. So as soon as you let go of the sleeve grip, he's got an option, or as soon as you let go of the lapel grip to transition, he's also got another nice option, and I'm aware of those two options. So that's why in this position here, we stay here for a long time.
He always uses that right hand in the collar grip, the exact one he has right now. What does it feel like he's doing? Is he controlling your body a lot with that? What does it feel like that he's doing with that grip? Because that's a classic Leary position that he's always using.
Yeah, so he's just trying to try to open that elbow and try to like get rid of that lasso. Because if once that lasso comes out, then he's got the opportunity for he's thinking about potentially cutting across towards my left for a knee cut. If I let go of the sleeve, he's got the bullfighters, obviously. So he's just waiting. That's what he's doing right now. He's waiting for me to make one of these grip transitions, so he can go straight ahead with his pass. And there I go for it, but I get to the leg straight away.
Yeah, and then you're going to a guard. Like I was talking to Mikey the other day. Mikey was saying he thinks that two sleeves could be the best against Leary. But I mean, you're being offensive. You're going right to De La Riva, which for a knee slider like him, you think he would like, but you're going to the guard you want too.
Yeah. Yeah, Leary's good when he steps over your foot. So my goal is not to let him step over my foot for a lot of this match.
You're so good at that stomp and then inverting right away.
Yeah, I love that one.
How would you describe your berimbolo compared to other people's style of berimbolo?
I think the main difference with mine is I prefer to get tight at the beginning of the transition as opposed to the end. So I like to, like, before I do any roll through, like I won't roll through and go to the finish like if I'm not like attached at the beginning. So like if there's too much distance, I won't roll through. So here I'm just trying to close some distance and like get my stomach kind of attached to his hips, so I can progress the roll through and end a bit like tighter and further up the back.
So at this point, it's all tied up.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? You got to be thinking like, man, I can't go to a ref's decision with Lucas Lepre. There's no way they're going to give this to me, right?
Yeah. To be honest, I was thinking at this moment, I'm thinking, yeah, just like attack as much as possible.
Was Paulo there that year? I remember, or maybe both meows were there, but I remember one of them specifically in your corner going crazy. Like you almost were so close to the back, and they were losing their mind. It was kind of fun to watch this on the sides there for me.
Yeah, that was Joao.
Okay, yeah.
That was such an epic moment. Yeah, Paulo was just about to fight, so he couldn't really coach.
That's right.
But Paulo was Joao was just there like screaming like crazy, and it was such a magical moment to have like for everything to come together like that.
Yeah, the Meows they turn up for Levi. That's how I originally found out that Paulo was speaking English now, because all of a sudden I saw him coaching you in English at Abu Dhabi, and he was up there yelling from the crowd. I was like, what the hell? I was telling everybody I talked to was like, wait, Paulo Meow speaks English now? I was like, yeah, he's up there. He's yelling instructions to Levi in English.
Yeah, he's had good English for a while, you know.
Yeah, he just kept it secret for a little while. Here you go,
Yeah,
at the buzzer, still going after the Berimbolo. So what are you thinking right now? It's tied up. You're going to the ref's decision. Were you nervous at this moment, or you don't look like it? But
just trying to sell it. You know?
It looked good. It looked natural.
Just selling it. Selling that shit.
So what kind of emotions did you have afterwards? Obviously, we know the result. You win this ref's decision. What kind of emotions did you have out there in Portugal that you had just beat Lucas Lepre, probably the best of all time in your division?
Just like extreme gratitude, you know, just for everything, like how lucky I am for everything to come together, for all the people that have like helped me get to where I was, and yeah, just thinking of the journey so far, everything that's happened to get me to where I was at the time, and you know, just thinking a lot of gratitude for a lot of people that helped me. That's usually what's going through my mind every time, you know, you get one of those big wins. Is you just think about all the people that helped you along the way, and it's a good feeling. It's an amazing feeling to be able to show something for your hard work and for all the other people that helped you too.
For sure. Did you have some more croissants and glasses of wine after you got done with that?
I did. I actually hate alcohol. Like, to be honest, I don't know why.
They have good wine out there in Portugal.
They have, yeah. Their wine's amazing.
Yeah.
But I was just eating like a crazy amount of food and exploring Portugal with my friends. It was a great night.
Oh yeah. So the next couple months later in that year, you won Pans too. So I pulled the final there. You had a great run here. This was actually, we watched this on Saturday Night Match Rewind like a month ago, and Mikey and Tommy were both saying this is their favorite back take of yours. So if we want to pull up this Renato Canuto match from the Pans final, this is a good one.
Yeah, I think this was my favorite fight of the year.
Really? Why so?
Yeah. Because I just had such a I just felt like I really overcame like a lot of shit this event, you know, like, I mean, just any kind of big event, but like, you know, I was just like nervous, and then I went out there and I stayed like really strong, and being able to do that made me really happy.
There were a lot of, you can call them haters, I guess, after that Lepre win. They thought, oh, Lepre was tired from the absolute, it was a decision, and people kind of bagging on you. Was that weighing on you heading into Pans? Like, I got to make this happen again.
Lucas was even saying when he was on here recently that he hurt his knee against Kiner. Yeah, a lot of people didn't believe in you after that Lepre match, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, to be honest, the that doesn't really matter to me because like I've been hearing the same thing like since I first started. You know, like since I was a white belt leaving school at 15, like just to do jiu-jitsu all day. People are saying like, "What the fuck? This is just stupid," you know. So, luckily, like the training throughout my childhood and stuff helped me not have to give a fuck about what other people say, you know. Unless I know them, like they're people I care about. You know, if it's like my friends, like my good close people I'm very close to, saying something, then I'll take it into consideration. I'll take it to heart. But people I don't really know, I couldn't give the tiniest fuck about what they say.
I think what we're getting at though is like, did winning Pans after winning Euros, did this feel like vindication? Like that wasn't a fluke. Like I really am the best lightweight in the world right now.
For sure. Like at the end, I think that's why. Yeah, that's why, because like the doubts, they still have some effect on you. You know what I mean? You can't like shut them out completely. They still have some. They still get to you at some level, even if it's like subconscious. You know. So it was an amazing feeling to be able to overcome that. I love this fight.
Yeah, you're really good at timing your guard pulls. It was impressive in the beginning of this one because you see people have such trouble pulling guard on Renato Canuto. He's a difficult guy to get that pull on. It seems like, huh?
Yeah. So before everything, that was another thing I love so much about this fight is like everything that me and Murillo planned worked perfectly in this fight. Like, because pretty much the whole camp, I trained for Canuto.
Really?
Yeah, because I thought I just could tell that was going to be the toughest match. So like the specific things I worked on was the having a good pull for him, and then being able to tie him up early because he works best like from his passing. Everybody knows that Canuto is best from like uninitiated positions, right? Like when he doesn't have grips.
It's like the opposite
when you don't
of
have grips. So this match was all about good guard pulls and getting into positions where he can't work from the uninitiated, and then progressing from there.
I think we're getting pretty close to the back take, right?
Yeah, it was right here, I believe. Right here.
Did it originate from 50-50?
Yeah. Yeah, here. You're pretty sure.
So what are you looking for? Talk us through this real quick. You can see you hunting for that daily Hiva hook a little bit.
Yeah, now I'm just looking for the deep hook to go for the back. I feel like that's there. I've got the sleeve with my other hand. There I control his far leg first. Usually I control the far leg for longer, but he sat down straight away. And then now I'm just trying to stay tight. Once I get here, I'm just thinking like just stay tight.
Right there, I love that one.
I really like that position a lot. Where you hop with the feet behind the knees.
Kyle, can we go back like 10 seconds? So right before they stood up.
Did not want to give you that position, man.
Yeah, Hanato's he's a tough guy to scramble with. I mean, right when you get here, he's going to be a tough guy to contain. The way you jump and kick out the legs and then do like a backward somersault is beautiful.
Yeah, it just worked out so well.
When you got both the hooks there already.
He's so amazing.
Do they restart you on the back?
No, they've restarted standing. Well, my friends start booing, so they give me an advantage. Some shit. 2 points, I think. No, they give him a penalty.
You got a penalty for that. They gave him a penalty.
He gets a penalty.
There you go, Angelino, standing up with the penalty. I never realized that you didn't get back take points out of that. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, I didn't get him.
That's kind of a gift.
But yeah, Canuto was also someone I looked up to because his jiu-jitsu is so fun to watch, you know.
Yeah, it's different.
his brown belt world's highlight was like the sickest thing ever. He just flying armbarred every single person.
That's why you got to be careful right here, right? Like the pull is a game in itself.
All I'm thinking about is like getting like flying armbarred or like flying triangled at any moment.
Yeah.
But like or timing the take, like this is the trickiest part because he could get this 2 back, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Morilla's just telling me to like stay focused. I think he's just repeatedly saying stay focused.
Are you looking for something in particular, some kind of footwork from him, or what are you trying to get?
I'm just trying to like bait his reaction so I can time the pull off that, you know. Just trying to time it.
Yeah, people don't understand.
He's trying to do the same thing.
People don't understand that at a situation like that. Look at that, beautiful. Didn't give up a double pull. Didn't give up a 2. People don't understand like how tricky that can be. Like when you're against a top lightweight in the world. Like how quick this guy is. How good he's going to be at intercepting your guard pull. It's a whole game in itself, right?
Yeah, the guard pull's tricky. It's a hard game. There's a lot of strategy involved in that part of it that kind of gets overlooked, you know. But it's a tricky part of the game.
How do you feel now? Up 2, and you got the guard pull. This is a great situation for you, huh?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about retaining the guard, trying to see if there's any opportunities to attack, and I'll take them. And yeah, Bones is out there going crazy. You can hear all my mates going crazy. Morilla's just shouting instructions at me. Just trying to stay focused.
So do you prefer the collar sleeve with the left hand in the collar, like how you're doing it, and right hand in the sleeve?
I play both.
Yeah.
I play both. I do different things off each side, but I play both.
So, but tactically right now, if you get the guard pull up 2, it's just a tremendous situation for you because you have to basically either get your guard passed or get submitted to lose this match now at this point, which I'm sure you're pretty confident in your guard.
Yeah. But you never know with I'm just trying to like progress. Honestly, I want to control the legs on Canuto, honestly, because of the way he moves. Here I'm just kind of chilling, looking for him to kind of like overstep in so I can invert and grab a leg potentially. Stay in good position. Probably shouldn't have let him engage, but the thing is, the problem with Canuto is you can't sit up, so like you have to stay on your back there. Usually I'd come up and make grips and then pull in, but it's just too dangerous to them. You'll get flying armbarred.
Yeah, it's got to be tense, right? Because it's a little bit. This is almost the opposite of a Leary match, right? Like where it's a little unpredictable. Like you said, he's gonna do best from when you're not in contact with him, whereas Leary's gonna make a grip and slowly try and plow his way through you.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that was the scary thing about Canuto is the fact that he's just so unpredictable.
All right, we can go ahead and cut this one. So so now you had 1 pans. Before we get to Spider, I want to talk about the world's double DQ. How do you feel looking? You've had a lot of time to think about it now. How do you feel looking back on it now? Does it hurt thinking about it, or are you just like moved on?
Yeah, totally moved on. Like it felt. What do I feel like? I guess at the time I was like pretty upset, but in retrospect it wasn't a big deal. There's a lot of worlds, and it was just like my first world. So, do
you think there's anything you could have done differently, or that if you could go back, you would have done differently? Because I remember the double DQ. A lot of people think it was all from double pull, but you were on top passing at the end, right? Weren't you?
Yeah, I got the 2 for the takedown. I timed the takedown off his pull. But then he was actually really strong. He had a good lapel game, and he put me in like a worm guard kind of variation, like an underhook de la Riva with the lapel. and I was just trying to smash past. I couldn't really move. There actually wasn't much I could do there. But in retrospect, like I want to be more aggressive in my fights. I want to put on like fights that are fun to watch as well. I don't just want to win, So I'm working hard to do that, And that was a good kind of wake up call to start working on being more aggressive. So that's just how I look at it. I look at it as something that could like to learn from
Absolutely.
and to improve from now.
You never know. Like, there's been times in my life where I lost a job or broke up with a girl, and you think it's the worst thing ever, and then 10 years later, you look back, you're like, oh, thank God that happened. It really, really made your life better. But,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then after that, same thing. I went back and I just started working harder again, and maybe if I didn't lose worlds, I wouldn't have had the preparation in order to win Spider. So you never know.
So Spider, I would ask you if you would be worried about riding up 3 penalties again, but we saw your answer at Spider. We saw the same old Levi. So I skipped.
I think I was more nervous than Levi. I'm watching. I'm like, oh God, this could be like, what do you do with the prize money? Like, what do we do? What happens next?
that did come to my head for a split moment.
But okay,
but
so
I knew it was going to be fine.
So I skipped after the double guard pulls. This is like a few minutes into the match. Here's you and Mateus Gabriel. Something that's really remarkable about you at this tournament is you beat 2 2019 world champions in this bracket. You beat Gabriel Arges and Mateus Gabriel, which is pretty incredible. If you want to cue this up, Kyle. So here we are. We're a couple minutes into the match already.
Side note, this is the second time Levi and I have broken down this match, though we were not quite as in a mental state as of today.
Oh my God, that was awful.
That was pretty rough here at Spider HQ. But we're jumping right in now.
That was the hardest day of my life.
Wasting no time, and you almost have this right here. It's a pretty incredible sequence. Walk us through it a little bit.
Just a tiny bit loose with the grips, but yeah, the entry was good. I trapped his knee line. I stayed connected, but no, there I lose it. But there I transitioned to the foot lock.
And again, this was it gets a little bit tighter, not the second, but a bit later on now. You can see on Mateus Gabriel's face he was not in a comfortable position.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I was cranking on it like it was worth 100K. But Mateus Gabriel's so tough, so good. I didn't expect him to tap from it.
Yeah, he had just beat Jonathan Alves in his semifinal, right?
Yeah. What a year he had as well.
Yeah, won by submission in the
first year at black belt. World champion.
Right, there were some really good first-year black belts.
Yeah.
Oh, class.
Actually, I've been fighting against him since I was purple belt as well. Mateus Gabriel.
Did you fight him in absolutes, or was he heavier back then? I remember purple belt.
I fought him in absolute.
Okay.
How
do you guys do against each other at purple belt?
So I won the one time we fought. But we only fought one time.
There it is. You can see the foot's very tight right there.
Yeah, right there looks good. You shake.
Yeah, that's where I had it on the foot on the hip.
Do you finish these often in training? I feel like I don't see it too much in competition. You selling out on these, but is this something that works for you well? Otherwise.
Yeah. I've only finished like a couple times in competition, and then I usually if I do it in training, I don't really like to crank it too hard because I feel bad. But I work on the position a lot,
I love that footlock position.
I've gotten better at it recently.
This footlock position where you're grabbing your own collar and you have both feet on the inside, I love that. It's a devastating one.
It is really good. Actually got some details that improved it a lot from Isaac Dordline. So I'm excited to train with Isaac, and I got some details that made it a lot stronger. So I'm excited to try those out.
Now, why do you think he rolled right there? Because he just gave you the winning 2 points pretty easily off that roll. Was it just pressure from the footlock, or what do you think happened right there?
Yeah, so I watched a lot of his matches before this competition, obviously, and he does that. Like he's got a really nice berimbolo from the top, which he has like a lot of success with, but it requires him to trap your knee line, with both of his shins. Like, so he has to kind of get his shin across to where your hip is, with your knee being trapped in between his legs, if that makes any sense. And then he can roll through, and you're in a bad position. He's almost on your back.
So you expected that to happen then?
Yeah. So I could feel he was about to go for that, and I was waiting to like open my knee out, so he wouldn't be able to trap it and roll through.
Now this is something that surprised me, that you mentioned back in November, was that I believe you noticed that by watching tape of him, right? I mean, also seeing him in competition, but that was something you studied and saw on video. It's a very new school thing. Some guys don't do that, but you use it quite often. Is that correct?
Yeah, I study the people I'm gonna come up against a lot.